Good morning, my fellow yoga travelers. I'm mighty glad to be alive today, and I hope that you are too, as we continue to live, laugh, love, learn, linger, live the life we love. It's PowerPoint Day. This one's called Holy Leisure. Starts off with a poem by Hafiz, Clay Bowl's Destiny. The ship you're riding on, look where it's headed. Your body's port is the graveyard. Realizing the destiny of each clay bowl tossed into the sky with no one to catch it, I finally accepted the beloved's kind offer to enroll in his ball-busting school of spirit love. Holy leisure, who takes the time to practice the presence and just be waiting to hear your name? And how can you kick back when the world is the way it is? It's a big challenge to the mystic inside you. But remember, the still small voice, be still. Power collects around stillness. You'll feel differently if you take time out to stop. Stop the world. I want to get off. Avoid distractions versus handling them. Hey, heads up, dude. Professor Atkins just asked you a question. About what? Yeah, you got to focus and pay attention. Myth is an artful arrangement of lies that tells the truth. Right? Rub that lamp. The genie's going to come out. That's a great image, isn't it? Totally false on the outside, totally true on the inside. So part of holy leisure is accepting the seasons of your life and learning how to work with the part of you that's young, the youth, the part of you that matures, the adult, and the part of you that is the wisdom-carrying human being, the inner elder. Many cultures have the idea of the white, the red, and the black, just in a different order. Like, for instance, men are usually sanctioned in the red at the beginning, right? You're praised for your aggressiveness, and then later on, you got to purify yourself and make up for what you didn't balance in your younger years, and then in the end, you end up in the black as the shadow of life takes over. For women, it's kind of similar, except it's switched in many cultures. They're in the white at the beginning. They're expected to be pure and virginal and so forth. But then as they mature, they step into their power, and the aggressive part of their inner warrior comes out, and they also lead to the crone at the end of their life. Interesting idea, just like the waxing and the waning of the moon. So as we change the diaper also changes us. I know, holy leisure, it's a prodigious waste of time, waiting on God's presence, waiting for Spirit to call you, waiting to see what your service will be. So the idea is, you want to find it, be completely unstructured. Find time to play, have fun. Homo Ludens, great book by Jan Hunziker. Check it out. It shows you how almost everything that we do ritually is based on some kind of play. And so, yes, this means you have to have a dash of monasticism, your willingness to pull away from the social net, the willingness to be alone with your own thoughts, the willingness to be empowered by your solitude. And if you're going to work, okay, you're not compelled to work. It's for utilitarian purposes. But in our culture, they make you work because you think you need these things, which are really just luxuries. And then we have so much of it that goes to waste. Simplify, not compelled to work. Do it just for utilitarian purposes and get back to your spiritual practice as soon as you can. Now, I believe we're still in an evolving cosmos. The final word about who we are and what we are and where we came from, we haven't figured out yet. But becoming human doesn't seem to end. Evolution means, can we have a final word in an evolving cosmos? I don't know where we're headed, but I think we can do better than where we're at right now. And so remember, you got to change. The familiar is not the field of significant action. What are you going to do to break the mold, to not be bound by habit, to not be accepting the limited point of view that each one of us has, and that is often peddled by the government or media or fashion or sports or celebrities? That keeps us hooked into the game. You have to find that which is not familiar for significant action. So there's an inner warrior that has to rail against the man, you could say. You're not addicted to harmony if you're a warrior. You don't have to have it nice to act effectively. You don't need R&R although occasionally you got to do it, otherwise you burn out. But that's, remember, the world is a place of struggle and challenge, a vale of tears. You got to learn how to step up into it, and to whatever extent you can, be creative and heal suffering wherever you find it. Don't worship the wound. Loyalty binds it to the object that torments you, like the syndrome of people who are taken prisoner or captured. They bond to their captive. Right? Don't be a wound worshiper. Loyalty binds you to the object that torments you. So recycle your own manure, like any gardener would know. Your life shit can fertilize your unfolding. Don't throw it away. Make use of it. Learn from it. And as I always like to say, you're not going to live long enough to learn all the mistakes that you've made. So learn from other people's mistakes. And then you're in your own 12-step program. Hi, my name's Gabriel. I'm powerless over my asanas. Welcome, Gabriel. It's not your fault that you're here, but it's your job to get out of it. So don't cling to the past, move forward. And I love this one, the Halloween therapy group. We say in the men's work, your truth is welcome here. Well, Dracula says, my life bites. The ghost says, I'm not the man I used to be. The pumpkin says, I feel hollow inside. The witch says, I curse everything. The ogre says, I haven't felt alive in years. And the disembodied head says, I just feel disconnected. So if you're not proactive, by default, you go to chaos. Choose, act. Even though some of the actions may come from sitting still and being quiet, reflecting. Remember, the power collects around stillness. Then you'll know which way to go. And then ultimately, yoga is about effortless being. The effortless effort sounds like an oxymoron, but what it really means is put energy into things without resistance. Otherwise, you're just creating another not attention for yourself. Have a great day. Look forward to seeing you sometime really soon. Peace be with you all.